Thurston Conservation District Board of Supervisors board meeting. We have Supervisors Marion Tompkins, Betsy DeVreda on Zoom, and Doug Rushton. And then we have Executive Director Sarah Moorhead, Legal Counsel Ben Cushman, Administrative Person Sophia Barashkov, and that's it. Unless there, oh, and Josh, you're here. Josh Giantoli from the Conservation Commission. Sorry. We will make no decisions. And
it's not though.
I don't think I've got anything else to say there.
Well, are there decisions being made on the agenda? This is a regular public meeting, so we can make.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was a board meeting, so by definition, we
right,
could make decisions.
Right. Okay, but you just read something that said we won't make decisions. So,
sorry, did I miss anything, Sarah?
I think we have that clarified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, welcome and introductions. We did that. We have an audio recording announcement. We are recording this. And we will try to remember to do a public comment before any decisions, which I don't see any decisions on here on the agenda. So do we need to adjust the agenda at all?
I added an update to include NRCS in our partner report. So under item 5, partner reports, you'll see, and Sophia, do you want to pull the agenda up on the screen? You'll see that I've added NRCS on that list.
Yeah, got it. Be 5D. No, that's different from what I'm looking at.
I added NRCS just back where we typically have had them in the past.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, got it. Okay, can we go back to the screenshots? Excuse me, not the screenshots, the ones with everybody's photograph, everybody's picture.
Yeah.
And welcome, NRCS. Could you introduce yourself to us a little bit? This is, make sure you're in the right classroom. This is the Thurston Conservation District. Welcome.
Hey, glad to be here. I'm Deshelle Burnham, and I'm with the Olympia NRCS. I'm a resource conservationist. I started back in November of last year, but it's been a few months of getting my feet wet and getting. I'm new to the agency. I came from BLM previously, so back in the Rocky Mountain region. So I'm starting to, reach out and get more involved with the partnerships. And so it being the end of the fiscal year, I thought I'd pop in and, well, introduce myself and give a few updates on our end.
Well, thank you. We'll give you a chance to give an update here and when we get to that part of the agenda, but welcome to Olympia. And feel free to give a call over here at the Thurston Conservation District, 360-754-3588, and we can set up something to talk with you and you can kind of get a feel for what we're up to. And also suggest you talk with Josh Giantoli, because one of our major partners is the state agency, the State's Conservation Commission, and he's our Southwest area representative. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda review, consent agenda. And I didn't hear any one say that we should change anything on this. So you okay with that, Betsy?
I think we've momentarily lost Betsy.
Oh, we need Betsy.
We might want to wait on this item until she can reconnect.
Okay. Why don't we do public comment?
Oh, here she comes.
Okay.
How come you can see her, but we can't?
I can admit people to the meeting.
She owns the meeting.
Betsy's now on if you'd like to take a vote on the
Yeah, Betsy, you okay with the consent agenda as is? We're all looking at chat here.
Yes.
Okay, I heard a yes. So I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
I make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second,
I second.
okay, thank you. Any discussion?
No.
No discussion. Marianne, how do you vote?
Yes.
Betsy?
Yes.
Okay, the interim chair votes aye as well.
Oh, aye.
Thank you. Motion passes to adopt the consent agenda as presented. We didn't have any public comment. So now we're on to partner reports. And Josh, why don't you go first?
Hey, thanks, Doug. Yeah, not a ton to follow up on for this month, but I will say I'm sorry I teased you guys last time with our OFP coordinator. She was announced September 1st, and our new Office of Farmland Preservation Director is Hillary Ayton. She comes to us from the Washington Farmland Trust, and she was kind of in their upper leadership. We're really excited to get her in the fold. She has at least 20 years experience in this space. So super excited. I've worked with her in the past. She'll be awesome.
Oh,
Another,
goodness.
yeah, if you've met Hillary, you'll know that we scored. Just another hiring update. We are in the midst of hiring for a legislative director at the commission. In the past, we've had if you knew Ron Schultz, he kind of worked between the policy world and the legislative world. Now we have Kate Delavan, who's our policy director, and they're going to hire a standalone legislative director. And that position is open right now. We're really just hoping for folks to broadcast that near and far, because I know the goal is to get someone on board before this next legislative session, because there's just it's going to be a big one. A lot of new faces, totally new administration, etc.
What's
So
the closing
excited
date?
about that.
What's the closing date, Josh?
Gosh. I'm sorry, Doug, I don't have that in front of me.
Okay.
I will, I'll put it in the chat here just as soon as I'm done.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Anything else?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
last week's meeting?
The last piece is just whoever's doing elections. We're having our elections training on Thursday, so get excited about elections. We're gonna do a really fun training this year, and it's a required training for anybody who's in charge of elections at the district, and it will be recorded if you're not able to make it. Other than that, Doug, thanks, and I'll put the closing date for the ledge director in the chat.
Great. Thanks a lot, Josh. Nothing on the commission meeting from last week.
Pretty vanilla. Yeah, pretty vanilla. I didn't see any motions that came out of there that were, too exciting. I know Grace Harbor is continuing to add cities into their district boundary, which is great. Other than that, yeah, not a ton. I don't know if were you there, Doug?
No, I've been gone too much from other duties, so I didn't go. Grace Harbor did give a really good presentation on buy a beer, plant a tree up at the Southwest /NACD meeting in Anchorage. Well attended,
That's awesome.
well received, yeah.
And what's fun is Pacific CD has kind of taken that model and has worked with their local brewery. And in this in that circumstance, they're getting, I think, 10 or 20% of the proceeds from every, it's called the Alien Crab Smash IPA. And they get 10 to 20% of the proceeds, and it's going to the district to educate the community and support the European green crab, which is a very invasive species in Willapa Bay, to help combat that. And that's been quite frankly, it's been a success, very similar to what Grace Harbor's done. So partner with your breweries, there are opportunities there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds good. And vanilla can be good as far as meetings go. I think that's good. So Ms. Burnham, bet you never heard anything like that with BLM. Quite like that. Go ahead.
No, not in that sense.
Where in BLM were you working?
I worked in Utah, Nevada, and Arizona.
Which part of Utah?
Let's see, Central, and Southwest.
I
And
was
South. I kind of moved around a bunch.
the reason I ask is I worked in northern Utah when I worked for the Forest Service.
Yeah.
Anyway, please,
Well,
we're anxious to hear what you have to say.
yeah, and now you got me thinking about Utah. Yes, so I am coming into a new role, and as I said, so resource conservationist with the Olympia field office, and I wasn't sure exactly how these meetings go. I thought I'd at least talk about some of the upcoming 2025 programs, EQIP, CSP, and the easement programs. We've got a few changes, mostly talk about the deadlines. So yeah, for EQIP, we've got a lot of funding coming down from Congress through the Inflation Reduction Act and also our annual farm bill. And let's see, October 22nd is our deadline for applications. We've had applications coming in throughout the year, but we're still open until the 22nd for this next year's funding. And then folks will need to get their FSA eligibility in by January 17th. That's like eligible in order to move forward. We have another batch of Act Now. I'm not sure if the board's familiar with all of these programs or not, but these are under EQIP. I put a little presentation together. I don't know if I went overboard. I wasn't sure what to expect, but
Yeah, well, we're expecting like about 10 minutes max, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, mostly.
Unless you want to
Okay.
give us money.
Well, I think there is some money trickling down for partnerships. That wouldn't be an EQIP or CSP, but I did hear rumors about extra money for partnerships. So I think that will be somebody else handling that. That's not me. But yeah, and then yeah, CSP deadlines for applications January 17th of 2025, and eligibility needs to be met February 24th, 2025. The big update with that is a national bulletin that came out a few months ago. All minimum payments would have been increased to $4,000. And then we've got a lot of funding coming down for CSP, and there's a statewide push to get, at least in our the Puget Sound area, 15 new contracts by the end of this fiscal year. So for Thurston County, that'd be at least 6. So we're looking for clients, producers that might meet that eligibility to get on our CSP program.
You said by the end of the fiscal year, you mean next fiscal year?
Next fiscal year, yeah. So our fiscal year ends here in a few days. Um, so this will be for 2025 funding. And CSP, that folks have till January 17th to get their applications in. So there's still a few months left for that. And I mean, yeah, those are the big updates. We have a lot of extra, I guess, practices that are in the Act Now fund pool, and Act Now applications are ongoing and year round. There aren't any deadlines for those. We have several that came in after October of last year that will be in the next batch. Basically, funding will be coming out for them in the next batch. That's pretty much it for the programs. That's all I had. Mostly just getting those.
Okay, well, that's great. Astor Boozer, the NRCS Regional Con, was at a meeting up in Anchorage last week or maybe the week before, and he said something that I thought was really profound for us, and that was our main job now is to get the money out the door. So I don't know how good, how bad that'll be for you. But
it's a big workload. There's a lot coming down the pipe, lots of money, and I was told to go sell ourselves. So
well, we're glad to have you. And I was serious when I said, give a call over here or come over to the office. I'd give a call first to make sure someone's here because a lot of staff are working remotely.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and I've met a few other specialists with the Conservation District and some of the other partners. But yeah, I'd love to come by and meet you face to face. I'll have to set up a day.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, we're done with partner reports. Unless anyone had any questions on the stuff I submitted for the WACD or NACD. I kind of gave you an update on the NACD stuff.
Mhm.
The 2026 Pacific/Southwest region meeting for NACD will be in Guam. I mentioned that.
Mhm.
There's the annual meeting will be in February in Salt Lake City. They didn't ask my opinion. I'd rather go other places, but that's okay. And the next summer meeting, 2025, will be in Milwaukee. And that's it as far as the meetings for NACD goes. For WACD, we've got a committee established for setting up we'll be doing at the WACD annual meeting, which is going to be in Airway Heights right after Thanksgiving. Airway Heights is just an eastern suburb of Spokane. By, believe it or not, Fairchild Air Force Base. Airway Heights kind of makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's it. Moving right along, governance, all action or action item, work session topics and agenda development. I don't have a draft of that one. I'm assuming
I can give you mine.
it's going to be pretty similar to what we have now.
Yeah.
Sarah, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, you've been awful quiet. Let's see, work session topic suggestions or meeting agenda suggestions that are different from the norm. You mentioned an update on October, the October 22nd work session might have something to do with the tours, how those went.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of legislative engagement. So an opportunity to debrief on that would be great.
Yeah, why don't we call it legislative update? That way we can do tours and anything else related to the legislature. That's a good idea. Any executive session items?
We'll add a closed session for sure to the board meeting. I think we have if we can scroll down all the way to the bottom, I think we have like a placeholder executive session in there now. I would leave that one for now and we'll see if we're going to need that. I'm hopeful we will. And then we'll also add a closed session, and there's a separate RCW for collective bargaining, and we can pull that from past agendas where we've used those closed sessions.
Yeah, and we need to make sure on the upcoming meetings that we have the new TCD meeting dates on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on the expected change order on Riverbend, do you anticipate that being consent or discussion?
I would anticipate that contract being on consent.
Okay. But it's not ready for that yet, so we'll be updating that as we go as usual.
Yeah, we can
That's
add
it.
it to the list as a placeholder if you want, Sophia, or we can wait for Mara to submit that item.
What do you call it?
Riverbend fence change order.
Betsy, you have anything you want to add?
Betsy commented that she wanted to make sure that the upcoming meeting dates were changed to the new dates.
Good. Great minds think alike, I hear.
We will also need to approve our elections resolution. So we can put that in our blank space up above as a separate item from governance, Sophia, number 7.
What was it?
Resolutions dash action item.
Yeah, we'll get the full like official title and the resolution number in there later.
Could you, yeah, thank you, keep going. What day will we be meeting? October what, 22nd, is that right?
Yeah, October 22nd.
I should be able to give a little bit of a briefing during the WACD stuff about what I heard so far at the area meetings.
That's already on the agenda.
Is it?
There it is. You went by it? There it is.
Yeah, that's just Southwest area. I'm talking about the rest of the state, which might affect what we do.
Oh, I see.
You want to do that here?
Yeah, why don't we just expand that Southwest and the rest of the state?
WACD debrief and then say A, Southwest, B, state.
Or something like that. Just so we'll remember when we get there. But most importantly for us, it's the Southwest region.
Okay.
Anything?
I think we'll probably want to ensure too that supervisors that want to attend the annual meeting that we know by then so that we can get them registered and their accommodations made.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should make 6 WACDs and put A would be Southwest area meeting, debrief, B would be state, and C who wants to go to the annual meeting. What do you think, Sarah?
Sure.
I feel sorry for Sophia. It always bugs me when 14 people tell people what to do with their typing.
You got it. So this one is Southwest area. Right. Then
Yeah, and state, and then attendance at WACD.
And these are good, clues for us we can clean up. language later. I think that looks good for an initial draft, and I'm sure there will be other things that come up as we go through the next couple of weeks that we'll add.
Yeah, can you talk with TJ and David to see if they have anything they want to add?
Sure, absolutely.
And I think with that, we're done. Wow,
Okay, good.
so I need a motion to close,
I
please.
make a motion to close the meeting.
Betsy, you want a second?
Hmm.
Please?
Did she do it in the chat?
The number hasn't changed.
Maybe ask her one more time.
Betsy, you want to second the motion to adjourn? Oh,
She
yeah.
says
Thank
yes.
you. Yeah. We just saw it pop up. So I guess you're okay
Sorry,
with
nothing was working. It's working now.
Okay.
Yes, aye.
How about you? You vote aye, Betsy?
I
Chair, the interim chair votes aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.